Today, 18th June, Archangel Michael says, a new divine path is unfolding for you. Open this now to reveal the first step. On this divine day, the 18th of June, the atmosphere has shifted. The heavens have aligned in a way unseen by human eyes but known by the Spirit. This is not an ordinary day, beloved. This is a marked moment in the calendar of heaven, an appointed hour in the scrolls of destiny. A celestial rhythm pulses through time, and Archangel Michael, captain of the Lord's army, has descended not with a sword of war, but with a scroll in hand, a message sealed by divine command, meant for you and only you. This is no coincidence. This is no random message. The timing is not accidental. Today, the heavens have cracked open just enough for a hidden door to be revealed. A rare celestial alignment, rare not in astronomy, but in prophecy, has opened above the earth. And in this window, a divine whisper is echoing through the spiritual realm, seeking those with ears to hear and hearts to obey. The veil is thin today, and those attuned to the divine will feel it. A tug in their spirit, a quickening in their chest, a stillness that interrupts the noise of routine. Archangel Michael's descent today is purposeful. He has not come for all, but for the set apart. He carries a word of alignment, a divine summons, and a call to rise. But this is not a message for the masses. No, this is a holy signal for the spiritually sensitive, those who have been feeling an unseen shift, those whose dreams have become more vivid, whose thoughts have turned inward, whose spirit has begun to awaken. This is a divine alert, and if your soul has been restless, this is why. Hear this clearly. Silence is your gateway. Inner stillness is the condition. Obedience is the key. For though the doorway is opening now, you will not stay open long. Delay will cause it to pass you by. Delay will forfeit over time specifically for today. The first step on this new divine path will not be revealed through reasoning or logic. No, it will come through surrender, through stillness, through listening with the spirit and not the mind. It will come in the quiet when your soul whispers yes. Something is beginning, a shift ordained in heaven that only heaven fully understands. The earth does not recognize it. Your mind cannot define it. But your spirit already knows. Something has started. And though you cannot name it yet, you are standing at the edge of divine movement. You are being summoned into alignment, into obedience, into forward motion by the voice of the Archangel himself. This day is not just a day. It is an altar in time. And you are being called to step forward and to hear what only the awakened can hear. Let your ears be open. Let your heart be still. For this unfolding is not accidental. It is divine. Type I am chosen in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 666 is now surrounding you. Right now, as you breathe, something is shifting. Not just around you, but within you. A trembling in the atmosphere, a pull in your chest, a sense that something invisible has just moved. You felt it. Even now, your body may not know what it means, but your spirit does. And that's where it begins, not with the eyes, but with the unseen. Not with explanation, but with revelation. The divine path unfolding before you today is not found by searching outside. It is unlocked by surrendering inside. As the earth turns toward midnight, so too does the spiritual realm. Archangel Michael speaks with urgency. Before midnight, you must open your spirit. There is no room for delay, no tolerance for indifference. This word is not for all. No, not everyone will receive this. Not everyone will understand what is happening. This message is a holy interruption, a sacred disruption of your normal, a divine breach into your schedule. Listen closely. The veil is thin. The light is breaking. Heaven is reaching for you. And Archangel Michael, the one who stands beside the throne, has been sent, not to warn you of coming destruction, but to declare the birthing of something sacred. A divine path that has been hidden, protected, and prepared specifically for you is now unlocking. The doors that others cannot see are swinging open, but only those in alignment, only the spiritually awake, will step through them. This is the separation between the slumbering and the stirred, between the distracted and the destined. Can you feel it? This is more than a message. It's a summons, a divine moment carved in the fabric of eternity, a spiritual appointment set in the heavens. Heaven had been waiting for this day, not yesterday, not tomorrow, but today, June 18th, and it has waited for you. Your spirit has been counted, your name acknowledged, your warfare considered, and now the instructions arrive. But they will not come in a loud voice. They will not crash into your world with noise. They come in stillness, in silence, in the language of surrender. You've been wondering why everything feels unsettled lately, why conversations feel heavier, why time feels strange, why your soul keeps calling you into solitude. It's because this shift was already approaching, and your spirit has been preparing. It knew what your mind could not yet comprehend. This moment is not a suggestion. It is a command from the throne room. Come up higher. Be still. I am speaking now. Can you hear it? Michael's presence surrounds you even now, a golden flame of clarity, of strength, of unwavering divine purpose. He does not come empty-handed. He does not visit without reason. When he arrives, the heavens are ready to act. And if you respond now, before midnight, the first step will be revealed to you in a way that bypasses understanding. It will not make sense to your logic, but it will stir your spirit like lightning through your soul. You will know. You will feel it. Because when heaven speaks, it does not whisper to your ears. It thunders into your destiny. But hear this. Those not in alignment will mock it. Those still asleep will resist it. Those living by routine will miss it. Do not be among them. This is not just spiritual language. This is a heavenly alert. Divine timing has arrived, and when the Spirit speaks, those appointed must answer. The Lord does not delay without reason, and He does not call without purpose. This is your call. This is your moment. This is your interruption from the noise of the world to receive the direction of heaven. And once received, you will not walk the same again. Archangel Michael's message is simple, but weighty. The door is opening. Do not delay. Enter with reverence. Let your posture be stillness. Let your obedience be immediate. Lay down distractions. Cancel unnecessary noise. Withdraw from chaos. This divine path is not loud. It is sacred. It is holy. It is hidden from the proud and revealed to the surrendered. You will not see it until you still yourself. You will not grasp it until you release your grasp on everything else. This is why the warfare increased. This is why confusion crept in. The enemy sensed your door opening and tried to close your ears with noise. But you are still standing. You are still listening. And because of that, you are still called. You are being pulled now, not by fear, but by divine frequency. You're being summoned, not by religion, but by revelation. The old ways cannot lead you into this new dimension. You must be quiet. You must be aware. You must be willing to follow what cannot be explained. Let this truth echo in your soul. This is a holy moment. This is a divine path, and you were always meant to walk it. Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. You felt something off recently. Not just tired. Not just weary. It's deeper. It's heavier. It lingers in the room long after the conversation ends. It presses on your chest when you wake up in the middle of the night. It whispers in the silence and echoes in the crowded places. And you've wondered, what is happening to me? But what's happening to you is not just emotional. It's spiritual. You step into a transition that the natural world cannot explain. And because it cannot be explained, it's being attacked. A light in you has begun to stir, and the moment it did, darkness around you noticed. Look back. Think again. Can you not see the shift in their tone the moment you spoke truth? Can you not feel how the atmosphere changed when you stood your ground? There was no warning. A dramatic moment. But something changed. It was subtle, like a room getting colder without wind. Like eyes watching you but no one there. This is not paranoia. This is not just emotional exhaustion. This is spiritual interference. Someone has been trying to dim your light. Someone has been sent to delay your awakening. And no, it's not always the obvious enemy. Sometimes, it's the unexpected voice. The friend who suddenly grows distant. The family member whose words start cutting deeper. The coworker whose mood shifts the moment you speak life. You didn't imagine it. The shift was real. Because when the light in you begins to rise, the spirits that once tolerated your silence become agitated by your sound. And that's why the confusion has been so thick. That's why your emotions have been swirling, unstable, unpredictable. Because the battle you're in isn't over emotions, it's over momentum. The divine path unfolding for you is threatening the assignments that were sent to keep you stagnant. And now, as you prepare to step forward, everything not aligned with heaven is starting to reveal its true face. Pay attention. Who has acted strangely around you lately? Who has recoiled when you started talking about your purpose? Who has responded with sarcasm or silence when you shared your faith? That wasn't by chance. The moment you begin to awaken, you begin to expose everything that was comfortable with your sleep. The enemy doesn't mind your routine. The enemy doesn't fear your busyness. But your alignment terrifies hell. And this shift you're feeling, the one that keeps you restless, the one that won't let you pretend everything is okay, it is a divine disturbance. It is heaven's way of saying, you are moving. And when you move, systems around you break. Relationships are tested. Agendas are revealed. Do not grieve the emotional confusion. It is not weakness. It is spiritual evidence that your old environment is no longer your divine habitat. The waters are stirring, not to drown you, but to remove everything that cannot follow you into this new path. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. That uneasiness, that distance you feel from certain people, that spiritual nausea that keeps hitting you at random hours. It's not just you. You are not broken. You are not lost. You are being called deeper. And the deeper you go, the more shallow everything around you will start to feel. This is the divine disruption. This is the mystery before the revelation. This is the shaking before the establishing. What you are sensing is not chaos. It is divine order breaking in to destroy counterfeit peace. And that's why it hurts. Because comfort is cracking. And in the cracks, you are seeing what was never stable to begin with. You're sensing something deeper is waiting for you, aren't you? A tug in your belly, at knowing that no matter how hard you try to go back to normal, you just can't. That's not guilt. That's not depression. That is your spirit breaking out of limitations that were placed on it by past seasons. And in this moment, the Lord is allowing that inner restlessness to rise, not to torment you, but to train you. Don't silence it. Don't numb it. Don't run from it. Sit in it. Because from this discomfort comes the direction. From this emotion comes the next instruction. From this holy restlessness comes the first step of the divine path unfolding. This is how the Lord moves in those he trusts. He stirs them. He separates them. He interrupts their comfort to lead them into consecration. And you are not being abandoned. You are being invited. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it's confusing. But let the tears fall. Let the questions surface. For in this shaking, the divine is speaking, and the words may not come clearly at first, but the presence will. And where the presence rests, the direction will soon follow. But first, you must acknowledge the mystery. First, you must walk through the disruption. First, you must release the expectation that this would feel easy, because holy things often come in heavy ways. But you were made for this. You were built to carry what others run from. You were designed to walk paths that others fear to enter. And this emotional chaos is not your end. It is your entrance. The doorway is here. The step is near. Your spirit is rising. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating via PayPal using the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more divine revelations, prophetic messages, and timely guidance that aligns with your calling. Type I am awakening in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 777 is now released over your path. What you thought was chaos was actually classroom. What you mistook for punishment was divine preparation. And what you labeled betrayal was spiritual building. Hear this clearly now. Every conflict you've endured recently, every strange conversation, every cutting word, every delay, every door that slammed shut in your face, it wasn't just life. It wasn't just coincidence. It was training. It was designed. It was the hand of God shaping you under pressure. The conflict wasn't sent to destroy you. It was allowed to define you. And now, as this new divine path begins to unfold before you, the Spirit of the living God is revealing the mystery behind the warfare. It was all spiritual conditioning. They didn't reject you because you were weak. They didn't walk away because you lacked value. They reacted because they saw your light before you did. The way they treated you, the way they gossiped, ghosted, or tried to control your movement. That wasn't just personality clash. That was your spirit threatening every unhealed place in them. And heaven allowed it. Yes, heaven permitted it. Not to break you, but to teach you. To teach you discernment. To teach you silence. To teach you that not everyone who claps is covenant. To show you that not everyone who walks beside you is walking with you. Every betrayal trained your discernment. Every misread moment trained your response. Every attack was an invitation to see with spiritual eyes. And what the enemy meant to use as a weapon against you, God has already turned into a curriculum for you. This is why the pain was sharp, because the assignment was deep. This is why the confusion was intense, because the promotion is spiritual. You weren't under attack because you were out of place. You were under pressure because you were in position. You've been tested, and whether you realized it or not, you've passed more than you think. You didn't retaliate when you could have. You didn't curse what hurt you. You didn't expose what betrayed you. You endured, you held your peace, and heaven took notice. There are moments you didn't even know were being observed, but the angels saw. There were conversations you walked away from, tears you cried in private, temptations you overcame silently, and every one of those things had been written. You've been watched. You've been guarded. You've been recorded by heaven's surveillance. This is not a season of discipline. This is a season of elevation. What you suffered wasn't loss, it was pruning. What you felt wasn't abandonment, it was divine separation. And now, the reward is coming. Not the kind the world gives. Not glance or applause or status. The reward is clarity. The reward is the open door. The reward is the path now forming in front of you. A divine path prepared because you allowed heaven to train you through trial. You didn't just survive. You matured. You didn't just endure. You evolved. And now you're no longer who you used to be. You no longer react the way you used to react. You no longer cry over what used to devastate you. And that transformation, that internal growth, that spiritual grit, that is the proof of heaven's hand over your life. The attacks weren't evidence of failure. They were evidence of calling. Archangel Michael says, you were targeted not because you are weak, but because you are chosen. The resistance you faced, the emotional battles you fought, they weren't signs that you were under some curse. They were signs that your assignment carries weight. They were signs that you carry answers that darkness wants to silence. They were signs that your walk is anointed and your future is guarded. This is why they underestimated you. This is why you were overlooked. This is why the enemy thought you'd break. But you didn't. You're still here. And because you endured the training, you're now being released into the transition. That's what this divine path is. It's not a detour. It's your next dimension. It's a reward for the soul that didn't fold when no one affirmed them. It's the elevation of the spirit that chose righteousness over revenge. Now, hear the word of the Lord. This new path is not just your next chapter. It is your confirmation. You are not guessing anymore. You are not doubting anymore. Heaven is affirming what you carried in silence. The path unfolding now is not given to the loudest, but to the faithful. And you, beloved, have proven faithful. You have walked through fire and didn't come out smelling like smoke. You have passed through storms and still hear God's voice. You have stood in rooms where your name was mishandled, and you stayed silent, not because you were weak, but because you trusted divine timing. And this is the timing. This is the opening. This is the reward. The divine path is appearing because you no longer need to be convinced. You've been prepared. You've been proven. And now you're being positioned. Do not doubt it. Do not downplay it. You are stepping into the very thing that others tried to talk you out of. You are walking in what your warfare was trying to prevent. You are moving in what your pain was preparing you for. And this holy step is only the beginning. Type I am armored in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 888 has now clothed you in divine strength. Hear me now, and hear the sound that rises behind these words, a sound that does not come from earth, but from the gates of heaven, where Archangel Michael stands alert. He is sounding the trumpet of urgency. Before the next 72 hours pass, a decision must be made. Not an emotional decision. Not a convenient one. a divine one. You are standing on sacred ground, and the choice before you will determine which direction your feet move next, either into alignment or into delay. The heavens are not waiting forever. This is not just a gentle nudge, this is a divine push. You are being called to make a move that will not make sense to the carnal mind but is perfectly clear to your spirit. The window is narrow. The opening is precise. The moment is not random, it had been circled on heaven's calendar for you. And now the countdown has begun. 3 days. 72 hours. That is what you have to respond, to act, to rise. But let this be clear. While heaven prepares your advancement, hell is preparing a resistance. Even now, someone is being stirred to speak against your direction. Even now, someone is aligning their words to make you doubt. They may not look like a threat. They may smile. They may be familiar. But what they carry is not affirmation. It is distraction. The words they are preparing will be coated in logic, wrapped in concern, and baptized in familiarity. But listen with spiritual ears. What they will say is meant to keep you still, to keep you contained, to convince you that this next step is not wise, not safe, not practical. But you weren't called to a practical path. You were summoned into a prophetic one. And prophetic paths never begin with common consensus. They begin with heavenly conviction. So when they speak, remember, they will speak fear. Don't listen. When they try to remind you of your past, remind them of your promise. When they point to risk, you point to revelation. When they say it's not the right time, you say, heaven says now. Yes, resistance is rising. But it always does before divine release. Right now, in the spirit realm, there is a plot, but it is collapsing. The enemy has scrambled to assemble old voices, past patterns, familiar distractions to derail this path before it begins. The spirit of delay is grasping at your ankles. The whispers of fear are circling your thoughts. But do not bow. Do not be moved. There is more pressure in the air because your destiny is close. Even nature is testifying. The winds feel different. The silence feels louder. The days seem faster. Why? Because time is folding around your moment. You must not delay. You must not hesitate. This is the hour where hesitation can cost more than you see. The shift has already begun. The path is forming under your feet, but it will not remain if you turn away. The divine path requires decisive steps. It requires holy courage. And most of all, it demands obedience in the face of uncertainty. You don't need to have it all figured out. Heaven is not waiting for your confidence. Heaven is waiting for your yes. And this yes must be declared even in the midst of opposition. Because someone, even now, is watching your movements. Not because they care, but because they fear what you becoming obedient means for their own control. Be warned, someone will try to block this. Someone will try to offer you a safer alternative. But remember this truth, the counterfeit always arrives right before the real thing. And if you mistake comfort for confirmation, you will walk back into cycles that God is trying to break you out of. Hold this close. This divine path does not come to you gently. It comes shaking the foundations. It comes with spiritual thunder. It comes with people misunderstanding you. But it also comes with peace that surpasses understanding. And right now, even if your emotions are trembling, your spirit knows this is real. This is God. And this is your hour. So guard yourself. Pull back from the noise. Recognize the signs. The pressure you feel is not proof of wrong direction. It is confirmation that breakthrough is near. If you were not aligned, the resistance would not be this strong. If you were not close, the attack would not be this precise. But the enemy only presses what heaven is preparing to pour. So do not fear the fight, fear missing the moment. You must decide. You must move. You must act. Let the voices rage. Let the doubts swirl. But stand. Move. Obey. Because this step, this act of courage, this breaking away from familiar voices, it is not small. It is not optional. It is the unlocking act that will cause the divine timeline to snap open in front of you. And when it does, you will see every delay was worth it. Every conflict was refining you. Every resistance was only making your spirit stronger. 3 days. That's all. That's what remains. Do not waste them wondering. Use them warring. Use them walking forward. Because heaven has declared, the divine path is unfolding, and your feet must match your faith. Type "I will not delay" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 414 is releasing swift obedience over your life. Withdraw now. Not in fear, but in faith. Not as a retreat, but as a repositioning. The Spirit of the Lord is drawing you away from the noise, from the distractions, from the unnecessary battles. And the voice of Archangel Michael resounds. Withdraw. Listen. Fast if called. Because this next move cannot be made while surrounded by clutter. It must be heard in stillness. It must be seen in the Spirit. It must be conceived in the secret place. This is not the time to explain yourself. This is not the time to defend your change or argue with those who do not understand the weight of what you carry. This is the time to listen to the holy whisper that's been calling you to pull back. You've been feeling it, that divine tension, that sacred discomfort around certain people, conversations, places. That's not you being antisocial. That's not you being overly sensitive. That's divine alignment activating. God is shifting your environment to match your elevation. Your solitude is not a punishment. It is a protection. In the silence, your spirit is strengthening. In this stillness, angelic strategy is unfolding. Archangel Michael does not fight blindly. He wars with divine intelligence, and he is saying now, be still. I war for you. You've been trying to do too much in your own strength. You've been fighting battles in the realm of flesh that were meant to be surrendered in the realm of spirit. Stop talking. Stop explaining. Stop striving. Heaven is already active. Heaven is already intervening. And what you silence in the natural, God amplifies in the spiritual. Obedience is your armor. Silence is your weapon. Stillness is your strategy. Not all spiritual movements look like warfare, some look like withdrawal. Not every act of power comes with a shout, some come with a whispered yes. And this is your moment of sacred power, the power to pull back, to let God move without your interference. The more you quiet your surroundings, the more you'll hear the instructions. They are not loud. They are not dramatic. They come like wind. They come like breath. They come like scripture that pierces the soul. In this moment, your dreams will begin to shift. Don't ignore them. Keep something nearby to write with. The Spirit will begin speaking in symbols, in visions, in confirmations that bypass the intellect and speak directly to your spirit. You'll begin to hear the same word multiple times. You'll begin to see patterns. You'll feel guided toward certain verses. That's not a coincidence. It's the leading of the hosts of heaven. Angels are walking before you to clear your path, but you must walk in sync with their pace. This is divine choreography now. Every move matters. Every word you say matters. Every person you allow close matters. Do not share this moment with everyone. Do not cast your pearls before swine. Everyone cannot go with you. And that's not cruelty. It's consecration. What God is preparing you for cannot be contaminated by people who carry spiritual confusion. Some of them have access to your ears, but not alignment with your future. And Archangel Michael has drawn a line. Only those in agreement with your assignment can walk with you now. This is why silence is not weakness. It is sacred warfare. In the quiet, you give heaven room to fight. In the stillness, you give God permission to act. When you stop speaking, angels start moving. When you stop defending yourself, the Lord begins to reveal the truth. There is a covering descending over you now, a divine shadow, a hidden shelter, where strategies from heaven are being downloaded. And every second you spend in stillness adds strength to your spirit. You are not just surviving. You are learning. You are evolving. You are receiving. From this place of divine protection, clarity will emerge. You'll see what you couldn't see before. You'll feel what you once ignored. You'll know when to speak and when to stay silent. You'll discern which doors are God and which ones are traps. And your discernment will become so sharp, you won't need long conversations to know a person's spirit. You'll sense it within seconds. This is part of the armor being forged around you. And now, I speak over you a blessing of divine armor. Armor not made by man, but forged in the furnace of heaven. I declare over you the helmet of clarity, to protect your thoughts, the breastplate of righteousness, to guard your heart, the belt of truth, to hold you steady, the shoes of peace, to walk you forward, the shield of faith, to block every dart of doubt, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, burning in your mouth like fire. You are covered. You are clothed. You are commissioned. Let this be your posture, silent, still, surrendered. And let this be your prayer. Father, let your voice be louder than all others. Let your path be brighter than my fear. And let your will override my will. Because in the quiet, you are rising. Because in the silence, you are becoming dangerous to darkness. Because in obedience, you are unlocking protection the enemy cannot touch. Type I am hidden in God in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 939 is now surrounding your spirit in divine armor. Now hear this, for it must not be misunderstood. This path will not feel like the old one. It cannot. It was never meant to. The atmosphere is different. The instructions are sharper. The oil on your life has deepened. What once felt comfortable will now feel constrained. What once seemed acceptable will now feel irritating to your spirit. That's not confusion. That's confirmation. You are changing. You are rising. You are becoming. This is not a repeat. This is not a rerun of your former cycle. That season is gone. That person is gone. That version of you who tolerated less, who feared rejection, who waited for permission to speak or move, that version of you had been buried. And now, you are rising from the ashes, not buried in them. The fire that once tried to consume you has become the very force that refined you. The tears you wept were not wasted. The silence you endured was not ignored. Every wound you survived has now become a wing. Your trials were never just attacks. They were activations. Heaven used the breaking to build new strength. And now your soul carries the sound of someone who has endured. You are no longer crawling. You are stretching. You are soaring. You are stepping forward in a boldness that even you don't recognize. But this boldness is not arrogance. It is authority. It is the voice of someone who knows who they are, someone who has been to the dark places and came out holding light. Let it be known now, your time in hiding has ended. The divine path unfolding before you requires movement with power. You are not walking as the same person. You are not thinking the same. You are not receiving the same. Why? Because you have outgrown who you once were. The shell cracked. The walls collapse. The illusions broke. And now, your wings are pushing through. You are no longer called to beg. You are no longer called to blend in. You are no longer called to remain silent in rooms that shrink your soul. You are a warrior, not a worrier. You carry a mantle, not just a mindset. You speak with fire, not fear. What you survived qualified you. What you endured established you. And now, heaven has certified you. You don't need validation to move forward anymore. You are the evidence. You are the prophecy. You are the one hell tried to silence, and yet you remain. You are the one who chose truth when lies were easier. You are the one who stood in obedience when no one applauded. You are the one who answered the call in secret, and now God is shifting you into public purpose. And let me say this, your voice is rising now. Not the voice that repeats what everyone else says. Not the voice shaped by fear. No, a new voice is forming in your chest. A sound forged in trial. A language heaven understands. It carries weight. It carries oil. It carries authority. And when you speak from this place, heaven moves. Demons tremble. Atmosphere shift. Because you're not speaking as the old you. You're speaking as the called, as the commissioned, as the anointed. Let no one call you back to who you were. Let no one pull you back into roles, titles, behaviors, or expectations that no longer fit. That robe has been torn. That version has expired. And anyone who cannot accept the empowered you has disqualified themselves from this next chapter. You are not being arrogant. You are being awakened. You are not being prideful. You are stepping into purpose. And now the heavens are echoing what you must begin to believe. You were chosen. You were prepared. You are now being released. This is no longer a time for hiding. This is a time for rising. You are not walking in borrowed grace. You are walking in your divine assignment. You are not here to play small. You are not here to be tolerated. You are here to lead, to shift, to build, to birth, to release. Yes, your path will look different. It must. You've been through too much to stay the same. This next season will feel unusual because you are unusual. What's coming will require a level of focus, of strength, of clarity, but you already carry it. It was birthed in the dark. It was formed in the fire. And now, it's time to use it. No more hesitating. No more downplaying your anointing. No more apologizing for how your presence disrupts mediocrity. You were not made to fit. You were made to lead. Let heaven record this moment. The shift has begun. The path has opened. The warrior has awakened. And now, every lie that told you that you weren't ready is being crushed under the weight of your becoming. Type "I am a warrior" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 717 has now wrapped around you in divine strength. Hear now the word that echoes from eternity into this moment. The trials revealed your calling. Every hardship wasn't random. Every storm wasn't meaningless. Every tear you cried in the dark was watering the roots of the destiny God planted in you before time began. And now, the fruit is about to burst forth, not because of striving but because of divine timing. This is the hour of prophetic revelation. This is the moment where God does not just guide you, He reveals you. There has been a holy silence over your life, a spiritual pause, not because you were forgotten, but because heaven was preparing the unveiling. You were hidden not to be overlooked, but to be preserved. The fire didn't destroy you because the fire was your making. The isolation didn't kill you because it was your transformation. And now, the silence is breaking. The heavens are speaking. The Spirit is declaring, you are ready. Your path is no longer behind the veil. The scroll of your destiny is being opened, and what is written upon it is glorious. You've asked why it took so long. You've questioned why the doors didn't open earlier. But hear this clearly, the delay was divine. Not because God was punishing you, but because God was protecting what He placed inside of you. Had you stepped into it earlier, you might have given it away to those who didn't deserve to carry it with you. But now the oil has thickened, and now your discernment has sharpened. Now your spirit knows the difference between platforms and purpose. And so, Archangel Michael speaks with clarity. Your name has been spoken in heaven's courts. Yes, your name, your voice, your tears, your faithfulness. It has all reached the throne. Your obedience has created a divine ripple, and the court of heaven has shifted in your favor. Your intercession has summoned the angelic. Your purity has been marked. And because of that, what you touch next will not stay small. What you touch next will multiply. It may not make sense yet. You may not see the full staircase. But the first step is not logical. It is spiritual. The first step is not about visibility. It is about surrender. The first step will not be confirmed by people. It will be confirmed by peace. This path begins not with clarity, but with obedience. The voice of the Spirit will say, move, and though you may not know where the road leads, you must respond. Because the move itself is what releases the miracle. You are stepping into unknown faith, the kind that terrifies your flesh but empowers your spirit. You are stepping into decisions that won't be understood by your old circle. But this is not their revelation. This is your assignment. Heaven doesn't need their approval to promote you. What has been revealed to your spirit does not require explanation to the natural mind. And those who are truly aligned with God will recognize the glory forming around your next step. Those who can't, let them go. Let them watch. Let them wonder. But you must move forward. What comes next is not just guidance. It is permission. Heaven is granting you access. A divine unlocking is happening, and you are the key. God is opening a realm where your gifts are not just used, they are anointed. Where your words are not just heard, they are sent. Where your life is not just surviving, it is establishing kingdom territory. Hear this. You are not stepping into your purpose. You are stepping into your power. The kind of power that doesn't puff up, but pours out. The kind of power that heals rooms just by your presence. The kind of power that breaks chains because your prayers are soaked in history with God. The kind of power that angels recognize because they have walked with you through the fire. You have entered your divine moment, and the enemy knows it. That's why the warfare increased before today. That's why the confusion hit before clarity could form. But you are still here. You are still listening. And because of that, the prophetic shift is now active. The alignment has begun. And everything that was spoken over you, the promises, the words, the dreams that never left your heart, they are beginning to rise from the depths. They were never forgotten. They were never denied. They were simply being timed. So walk now, not in fear but in prophetic confidence. You are not stepping into mystery. You are stepping into what hath been prepared. You are not entering the unknown. You are returning to what your soul already saw in eternity. This is not ambition. This is not ego. This is assignment. You were born for this. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $10. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating via PayPal using the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you never miss another prophetic message, divine revelation, or heavenly alignment meant just for you. Type "I receive this revelation" in the comments if you receive this message. Lesson code 444 is now guiding your every step. Now, the time of waiting is over. The time of watching is over. The time of wondering has expired. The heavens are no longer whispering. They are roaring. And this is the divine charge coming through the voice of Archangel Michael. Speak your yes. Heaven is listening. Do not stay silent now. Do not hesitate here. Do not delay another moment. There is a shift in the spirit realm that is waiting for your response. A sound must be released from your lips that signals your alignment. Not with fear, not with comfort, but with destiny. You must say yes, not in your mind, but with your mouth. You must declare aloud your willingness to walk forward. Because in the kingdom of God, spoken agreement matters. Words open gates. Words seal covenants. Words birth movement. And this moment will only be activated when you speak it into being. Speak it with boldness. Speak it with tears if you must. Speak it trembling, speak it shaking, but speak it. This is your divine unlocking. This is the ignition point. Not just for vision, for alignment. The heavens are fully open above you, but access still requires agreement. You've been called. You've been prepared. You've been tested. Now you must respond with intentional faith. No more rehearsing the fears. No more listing what's missing. No more shrinking back because of yesterday's doubts. Today is the pivot. Today is the decree. Today is the hour when your voice becomes the gatekeeper of your future. Understand this. Your destiny has always been intact, but it is your decision now that determines how quickly you align with it. Every hesitation bends the path. Every delay adds weight. But every act of obedience clears the road. You are not behind schedule. You are being divinely synchronized. And what you decide today will become the seed for what manifests in your tomorrow. This is no longer about clarity. Heaven is not offering blueprints. Heaven is offering the next step, and that step is called faith. You've been waiting for the path to make sense, but the Lord is waiting for you to move so that the path can form beneath your feet. That's how faith works. You don't wait to see it. You walk until it appears. You step into the unknown, trusting that the ground will appear beneath your obedience. Let this burn into your spirit. Faith is clarity. Obedience is vision. Trust is understanding. And the longer you wait for it to feel safe, the longer you will walk in cycles. This is not the time to pray for confirmation again. This is the time to act on what has already been confirmed through your pain, your silence, your growth. You already know what needs to be done. Now the question is, will you do it? Let fear fall. Let doubt collapse. Let the past be loosed from your shoulders. This next step is not about what others will think. It is not about whether you will succeed or fail. It is about saying yes to what God already designed for you. You cannot miss what's yours when you move with heaven. You only miss it when you ignore the timing. And the timing is now. There is holy defiance rising in your spirit. Can you feel it? A sacred boldness that is pushing past people-pleasing. A righteous confidence that says, I may not have all the answers, but I trust the one who called me. Let that sound rise in your belly. Let it erupt from your mouth. Let it tear through fear, through shame, through every lie the enemy planted in your mind. Because this step, this one right here, this is the one that unlocks your divine timeline. Not the one they wanted you to live. Not the one fear tried to keep you in. Not the one your trauma replayed over and over. But your divine timeline. The one where you walk in power, in freedom, in flow with heaven's rhythm. The one where angels walk before you. The one where favor surrounds you like a shield. The one where your prayers are answered in real time because your voice is aligned with God's will. Every yes today reshapes your eternity. Every choice you make in obedience today bends time around your calling. Every step you take now calls down reinforcement from the realm of heaven. Your yes doesn't just move you. It moves angels. It moves systems. It moves resources. It moves the future. There is a ripple forming in the spirit every time you say, I trust you, Lord, even when I don't understand. This is your activation. Not just of dreams, but of identity. Not just of direction, but of dominion. The old you was reactive. The new you is responsible. The old you needed signs. The new you is a sign. You are the evidence of God's timing. You are the testimony wrapped in flesh. And this moment, this spoken yes, it will change everything. So rise now. Stand in your room. Lift your hands. Open your mouth. And say yes. Say yes even if your voice trembles. Say yes through the tears. Say yes through the fear. Because every yes you speak now is a key in the spirit. And doors that generations before you could not open, they will open through you. You are not here by accident. This is your hour. This is your permission. This is your appointment with destiny itself. Type ISAYYES in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1212 is now activating your divine timeline. There is a moment in the realm of the spirit where sound ceases, but heaven speaks louder than thunder. There is a space where no words are needed, yet power is transferred. Where angels move swiftly and quietly, and the unseen becomes the foundation of what is about to be revealed. That moment is now. Its space surrounds you now. You have just stepped into what the Lord calls the silent exchange, the transaction between your obedience and heaven's release. Listen, not with your ears, but with your spirit. The angels have begun to move. Archangel Michael has already loosed a command. This is not imagination. This is not emotion. This is divine activity, activated by your surrender. Something is shifting in the heavens, not in chaos, but in order. You cannot see it yet, but the ripples have begun. The gears of heaven's machine have turned. The exchange has been accepted. The offering of your obedience has been received. And now, what was locked is being loosed. In the silence, God is restoring what you didn't even know was stolen. There is a divine audit taking place, a heavenly balancing of books that includes your tears, your sacrifices, your waiting, your perseverance. You thought you had moved on, but heaven has not forgotten. The time, the strength, the energy, the favor that was drained from you in past seasons, it is all being returned. And not just in equal portion, but sevenfold. Yes, sevenfold restoration is in motion. There is a trading weight for wings. Here is an unseen hand lifting burdens from your back and replacing them with mantles of power. Your weariness has become worship. Your silence has become surrender. Your hidden pain has become the platform of your rising. And heaven is responding, not with claps or applause, but with action. Quiet action. Sovereign action. Supernatural movement. Let it be made known in the realm of the Spirit, your weeping was witnessed. Every time you laid your head on the pillow and whispered, God, I don't understand, but I trust you, heaven documented it. Every time you chose peace over petty, every time you walked away instead of retaliating, every time you sowed love when you were met with rejection, it was noted. Not one seed you sowed in faith has gone unnoticed. And now, the time has come for heaven to begin reaping what you've planted. You are not being elevated by chance. You are being elevated by exchange. This is the silent trade that the carnal mind cannot grasp, where brokenness becomes authority, where loss becomes legacy, where waiting becomes weight in the Spirit. And as you step into obedience, a door opened that no man can close. The angels have gone ahead of you now, arranging divine encounters, realigning timelines, opening scrolls, and bringing justice to places where injustice once ruled. And it grows deeper still. This exchange is not just for you. It is reaching through your bloodline. Yes, your ancestors are watching. Heaven is touching what was buried long before you were born. There are ancient promises being reactivated. Prayers that were prayed generations ago, but never fulfilled. Now, they are being unlocked through you. You were chosen not just because you were willing, but because you are wounded and still worshiping. Because you are broken and still believing. Because you are surrounded by silence and yet still surrendering. And in this holy exchange, something sacred is happening. The shadows that once plagued your family are being replaced with light. Generational patterns are breaking under the weight of your obedience. Curses are collapsing under the authority of your yes. The spiritual poverty, the cycles of fear, the emotional bondage, they are not allowed to cross this threshold. You are the breaker. You are the bloodline interrupter. You are the one who dared to say, it ends with me. Do not be deceived by the quiet. Just because it's silent doesn't mean it's still. The realm of heaven is roaring with movement. Trumpets are sounding without sound. Scrolls are unrolling without hands. Doors are unlocking without keys. And your spirit is already responding, even if your mind hasn't caught up. There is a peace beginning to cover you. A strange knowing. A weight lifted. That is the evidence. That is the proof that the silent exchange is happening. You don't need to chase anything now. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to beg for recognition. Heaven has already approved you. What you are stepping into now is not the reward of popularity, but of faithfulness. And you will walk into rooms that were closed to your name. You will find favor where logic says there should be none. You will see things begin to move with a speed that surprises even you. And that speed, that favor, that release, it is not luck. It is not luck. It is not luck. It is inheritance. Your soul knew this moment long before your mind was ready. Your spirit has waited for this alignment. And now, the words that once sounded far off, breakthrough, elevation, release, fulfillment, they are not distant anymore. They are now. They are yours. So stay in that place of silence, not because you're hiding, but because God is revealing. Not because you're powerless, but because heaven is at work. This silent exchange is sacred. It is still unfolding. And by the time you step out of this moment, nothing around you will look the same, because everything within you is now awakened. Type "I am the exchange" in the comments if you receive this message. Lesson code 505 has now been activated through your obedience. Now the sword of justice is unsheathed. Now the gavel in heaven's courts has struck. And the voice of Archangel Michael is not whispering. It is roaring with holy fire. Justice is moving. Divine reversal is in motion. What they thought would remain hidden is being dragged into the light. What was buried in lies is being unearthed by truth. The hour of recompense has arrived, and heaven has not forgotten the war you fought in silence. Let this word enter your spirit with power. What they planted in secret will be exposed. The ones who slandered you behind closed doors, who smiled to your face and cursed your name when you turned, the ones who weaponized their influence to block your growth, the ones who orchestrated delay, sabotage, emotional chaos, they were not unseen. Every false word spoken, every manipulative action taken, every plan birthed in darkness was seen by God and recorded by angels. You didn't need to defend yourself, because heaven was watching. You do not need revenge. You carry restoration, and restoration is greater. Restoration goes deeper. Restoration doesn't just repay, it replaces, replenishes, and multiplies what was stolen. You are not coming back to where you were. You are rising into what never was. And this is why the divine path has now appeared before you. Because the season of justice is not just coming, it's already begun. The reversal is not delayed. It has already been decreed. And hear me well, every weapon that was formed against you has failed. Even the ones that looked like they were prospering. Even the ones that temporarily shook your peace. Even the ones that caused delay. The Spirit says, it prospered in appearance, but it failed in assignment. It did not break your calling, and did not cancel your covenant. It did not destroy your destiny. It could not, because the hand of the Lord was always on you, because the angels were always surrounding you, because even in the moment when it felt like all was lost, God was preserving what they could never touch, your purpose. Now comes the divine reversal. The first shall be last. The overlooked shall be lifted. The silent shall be celebrated. You will begin to see those who mocked you choke on their words, not because you've wished for it, but because the truth is rising and God is vindicating you without your effort. The very environments where your name was twisted are now being cleansed by divine fire. The very people who tried to minimize you will have to witness your elevation, and they won't be able to stop it. They won't even be able to explain it, because favor is not fair. Do not return to defend yourself. Do not show up to prove anything. Let the Lord finish what He started. Let the justice of God finish its course. For you are now walking under an oil that speaks louder than reputation. You are now being robed in favor that cannot be fabricated. And the oil on your life will do what explanation never could. It will reveal you. You are not being honored for what they sow. You are being honored for what God knew. The real you. The weeping you. The surrendered you. The version of you that chose integrity when retaliation was easier. The version of you that obeyed in the wilderness, that didn't quit in the fire. And because of that, heaven has decreed, enough had been endured. Now it shall be reversed. The pain will be reversed with purpose. The poverty will be reversed with provision. The isolation will be reversed with divine connections. And the silence you endured will be reversed with prophetic sound. Every space where shame tried to occupy your heart, that space is now becoming sacred territory for divine fulfillment. And the reversal won't just be emotional. It will be evident. It will be visible. It will be impossible to deny. Archangel Michael has seen to it. The scroll of justice has already been unrolled. The verdict has already been sealed. And here is what heaven declares over you. This is the time of return. This is the hour of recompense. This is the fulfillment of what was delayed. Watch what happens in the next 3 days. A shift is coming that will mark this moment as the day things turned in your favor. No more waiting for people to understand. No more tolerating what tries to control you. No more dancing around your destiny. The reversal is here, and it is divine. It is not force. It is not fake. It is not temporary. It is eternal. It is royal. It is heaven sent. Let this be your declaration. God has not forgotten me. Heaven remembers my pain. The fire refined me. The silence trained me. And now I am rising. Because this path before you, this divine path that was hidden, then revealed, it is your inheritance. You are not walking into a new thing. You are walking into your rightful thing. What was always yours, what always had your name on it, what was spoken over you before you were born, now it is manifesting. If this message has stirred your spirit and you feel led to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $5. Your support helps us continue sharing prophetic insight, divine encouragement, and heavenly truth. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating via PayPal using the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss another divine release. These revelations are time sensitive, and your spirit needs to be in tune when heaven speaks. Type I receive divine justice in the comments if this word has found you. Blessing code 303 is now reversing everything that tried to hold you back. This is your divine unfolding. Begin now. Do not wait for another sign. Do not ask for another confirmation. Heaven has spoken. The trumpet has sounded. The gate has opened. And Archangel Michael stands at its threshold, sword raised, wings extended, flame in his eyes. He is not here by chance. He has not stood beside you through these words in silence. He has come with holy fire and sacred purpose to usher you into the first step of your new divine path. You have heard the call. You have felt the pull. You have walked through the fire. And now you stand before the edge of the promise, no longer a wanderer, but a warrior. You are not confused. You are being commissioned. The days of asking for direction have ended. The days of divine movement have begun. What lies before you is not a possibility. It is not a chance. It is not an opportunity to consider. It is a divine instruction, and those who obey will walk in a favor that others only pray for. Right now, as you hear these words, something in your soul is awakening. Something in your spirit is rising. Something in the atmosphere around you is clearing. This is not emotional hype. This is not spiritual fluff. This is a holy visitation, and heaven is not asking for your permission. Heaven is waiting on your participation. The door has been unlocked. The angels have gone ahead. The steps are being ordered. But you must begin. I speak this over you now, not as wishful thinking but as prophetic decree. Every hidden door is opening by divine hand. The places where you were shut out, ignored, silenced, delayed, those are the very places where God is placing your feet. Not to boast, not to prove, but to establish His glory through your obedience. You are the fulfillment of a promise spoken before your name was ever known on earth. You were chosen in heaven before you were visible on earth. That's why the warfare was intense. That's why the attack was specific. Because your path was divine, not random. So now, with heaven listening, with angels watching, with Archangel Michael standing guard, I speak this prayer into your life. May every gate that was closed to your calling now swing open by the wind of God's Spirit. May every road that was blocked by fear now be cleared by fire. May every delay now be reversed, every tear now be answered, every seed now produce in power. May your next step be taken in strength, with clarity, with boldness, and with peace. You are not alone. You are not forsaken. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not forgotten. You are not average. You are not what they called you. You are not the failure they expected. You are not the burden they couldn't carry. You are the answer. You are the chosen. You are the reversal. You are the first step that generations before you prayed for but could not walk. And now, with every power of heaven backing you, with the Spirit of the Lord breathing over your life, with angelic fire clearing your path, I declare, you are seen. You are sealed. You are sent. The oil on your life cannot be stolen. The favor on your life cannot be copied. The fire in your soul cannot be quenched. The word over your destiny cannot return void. It will come to pass. It will be fulfilled. And the same God who carried you through the wilderness is now commanding the river to part before you. Let the atmosphere shift around you now. Let doubt break. Let shame release. Let weariness flee. You have been anointed to rise. Not next month. Not in 5 years. Now. This is the moment. This is the movement. This is the beginning of the next phase. You are not returning to what was. You are stepping into what always was yours. This is not the end. This is the beginning of beginning. The page has turned. The new chapter is not waiting for you. It is unfolding beneath your feet as you walk. And where once there was fear, there is now fire. Where once there was hesitation, there is now heaven's acceleration. Let these final words settle into the marrow of your bones. You are not who you were. You are who God says you are. And what He says cannot be reversed. So now, rise. Move. Begin. For the divine path is unfolding and your first step is being written into eternity. Type I am walking my divine path in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 7777 is now locked over your next 7 days.